for more assets. What if you have a base in an offensive base in the hex, right? And that can let you actually deploy offensive module assets or something. We need something to make base building relevant, and that's the thing. The only thing that makes base building relevant right now is free polls, and that's not necessarily good for the game.
I would argue that OS base or flail base.
I would argue though that with construction where it's currently at, the OS is also good to have as a support as well as a router, but that kind of depends on where you've put the base with how limited the range is of the router. But other than that, then it's not really there to influence the game, which is funny because they said that they wanted to try to do that, and they talked about, what was it, like some sort of device you put down to make the map alert start quicker or something, but I guess that got scrapped.
I think that in my opinion, would not help at all, honestly, because starting an alert doesn't mean that you win. Starting an alert doesn't mean you win an alert. We all know this. So starting an alert early can honestly be detrimental. We've all seen it where we're like, NZ or TR, stop fucking pushing. You're going to make them fucking double down on us for the entire alert.
Yeah.
I know Motive has definitely been there. So imagine when you're in that bad position and some fuckhead decides, let's start the alert early. Yeah, that's not exactly what you want to have happen.
Yeah. Which, by the way, why did they change the alert system? I remember previously there was a previous alert system from the one we have now. It was before my time.
Oh, the old alert system is actually was.
Oh really yeah, I remember that.
It was actually terrible than the current one. Okay.
So this was the original alert system, but they changed it with base building, and that was the Hive system. The Hive system was fucking terrible. Basically, the way Hives worked is you actually had to have Hives to kick off an alert, right? And basically, your Hive generation points was related to how close you were to the center of the map. Now, the problem was that you can only have a certain amount active at one point.
Wait a minute. I thought it was how close you were to enemy warp gates. Because I remember that's the thing. I do remember way back when I started to play it a little bit. I remember seeing someone had a Hive that was like right next to the enemy warp gate, and it says 100% efficiency or some shit like that.
That very much well could be the case. Again, I'm just calling back from memory, and I just remember that it being when you're closer to warp center. You know, but like
it could be. It's another thing entirely too. There's supposed to be different iterations when the Hives were active.
Yeah. Well, also remember this was before a time I really started getting into base building. I only dabbled in it, so like this could very well have been before like I really got into it, so I never knew the mechanics. But basically, the problem was with it, right? If you started an alert, you had to win the alert. Mm-hmm. If you weren't the person that started it and you didn't win, and you won, you stayed on that continent.
What? What do you mean you stay on the continent?
It doesn't close out.
Oh.
Basically, if you started the alert, you had to win it. Otherwise, the continent would lock.
That's interesting. That's actually interesting. Huh.
You know what? At this point, I'm pretty sure. Okay, I think that Planetside needs a third iteration.
It does. Yes. I think
we need a blank slate. We need a clean slate. Go wild.
So basically, Planetside 3.
Don't do a battle royale. Keep it small. 3v3.
Well, you know what's ironic about the battle royale?
What's ironic about that is, it's like
they did make a battle royale.
I kind of miss Arena.
They specified that Arena would fund Planetside 3. That's the joke, Hank.
Mm. I know they did, and then it didn't work out at all because no one wanted to play it. Because
no, it wasn't that people didn't want to play it. They literally saw Apex come out, and they're like, "Okay, pack it up, boys. We can't do better than that." That's literally what the dev said. Yep.
Yeah. Apex came out the same time Arena came out.
Because here's the thing, Hank. I genuinely played the game. It was good. It was fun. It was genuinely the best Royale I had ever played.
So what you're saying is, the dev should turn the server back on for Arena.
Probably not at this point, to be honest.
So going back though, the thing with like it, I am of the opinion, right, that base building should have been originally, right. It shouldn't have been like you build a base from scratch. It should have been able to augment current base designs.
I've heard that. That would have been kind of cool.
again, because then you could do it at every base. You'd have a silo at every base, and like you could build extra turrets. You can make like structures and stuff like that, and alternate.
But is that going to happen now? Nope, because we
No,
already
no,
had
no.
the
Again,
quote-unquote construction update, so they're not going to change anything. Yeah.
Well, it's not even that. We're too far in already. We've already invested how many years in construction, and we already saw what happened when we changed it all as much as we did. That's the problem, is that if you change it any more than that, people will just straight up leave. That's the
people have left.
You get what I mean?
Listen, no, it's like I remember like there's like this one guy on YouTube, like Demolitioner 13 or something. Like he's just stopped playing the game. He just hates the new system downright completely. He's like, no, this is bullshit. I hate this. And it's like, again, all right, that's your problem, not mine. But
again, that's why I said originally that's the main problem with any changes you do to Planetside, is that you'll have the people that don't like change and will immediately drop the game.
Which, by the way, can we say that if they do want to kind of try to revive Planetside, you know what they should do? I feel like bring Rumble Seat Repair back in some form.
I think again, I agree.
We've had this conversation before.
I know, but we should talk. Oh, I'm recording it now, so it's like this is going on Reddit. I read it.
Honestly, an implant. Like honestly,
I'm drunk.
Maybe give it like downsides, of course, but like
yeah.
The thing with it though is that like it was genuinely a unique mechanic that made like the game a little bit more interesting, and offering different ways of like doing playstyles is like better for the game if nothing else.
Honestly, the Rumble Seat like engineering perk, if you are gonna do it, it should be on foot engineering repair speed is decreased, but you can repair inside.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Like you have to be in a vehicle in the Rumble Seat to get max repair. But if like you're out of vehicle, you don't get it. That could be a good one.
Make it its own repair tool.
Ooh, that could be interesting as well.
Then you give diversity. Diversify your tools, because again, we kind of have like we've had the same like tools for the longest time now.
I mean, they did just diversify the Spitfire turret. They made it its own separate thing.
I really do like the new Spitfire. Also, apparently Jason mentions that avoidance doesn't sometimes work on it.
Really?
Really?
Jason mentioned that. I'll have to double check with that, but
yeah, that's got to be tested.
Apparently he said that.
What's about the Spitfire turret now?
So you know
there's a new Spitfire turret that came out with the Prime bundle. And it's called Prime Directive, and apparently, again, I have not tested this out for myself, but apparently Jason has said that it sometimes bypasses avoidance and will still target you.
That's hilarious. That's funny.
Oh no, you're shitting me.
This goes bad for everyone that runs avoidance now.
Jason said, but I mean, Motive, we've got two people on two different factions. We can easily test this out, and you know that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already on Planetside. It's like, listen, we were playing Battlepit, but I'm like, if we're talking about Planetside, I want to be on Planetside recording and getting gameplay in the background.
That's honestly fair. I might go do the same, to be honest.
I actually might jump on Planetside for a bit too.
But yeah, no, it's kind of that.
Sure, I'll join Planetside.
But like we need to get more. Like I feel like more tools is definitely a big thing.
Yeah, give us new shit to play with.
like honestly, giving us more ways to use our classes. Like again, the light assault, the jump boost was fantastic for the light assault, offering a way to actually use the class without it being just offensive basis. Honestly, giving us more support and support options for each of the classes is honestly a good thing, in my opinion. Like everything shouldn't just be offensive.
Don't need to make big things, just make small things.
Also, still of the opinion that things being indoors is kind of stupid just inherently, just because of the way that indoors works in this game. I.e., I'm under a tree, I can't place down a caltrop now.
Yeah, that's something that's just infuriating. It's like, you do not have line of sight, or you are not outdoors. It's like, what do you mean? I am totally outdoors. I'm just underneath the tree.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
The main thing where this pisses me off is fucking the triple stack on, what is it? What's the base next to Nason's, like to the west of Nason's Defiance?
Black?
Bay of Nason's Defiance, west of Nason's Defiance, Broken Veil Garrison?
Yeah, Broken Veil. The fucking triple stack on Broken Veil, you cannot get it like a bacon on, or excuse me, we're on Reddit, a squad beacon on the east stairs. I guess that would be open stairs.
Yeah.
Because of the fucking tree. It's so annoying. It is genuinely infuriating.
Yeah, that's something I don't understand, especially with like, oh, dang, like I understand for things like spawn beacons that being the case, but like again, caltrops, like you should just be able to deploy those anywhere. I don't see why it's a big problem indoors. Maybe the umbrella shield I understand.
Maybe I guess they're fearful of griefing. Like some people, like we kind of troll around every once in a while, but I guess it's like if we really want to, it's like what if we just put down caltrops all inside a building to fuck over our team? I feel like they would want to try to avoid that at least.
But Travis, to put that in another perspective, there's easier ways to troll your allied team, i.e. deploying a Sunderer right in front of a vehicle spawn pad.
True. That's true.
And I'm gonna be honest, that is way more irritating than what you just suggested. But honestly, giving us like, I don't know, I just feel like more support, like, or more like add-ons to that, and maybe like giving quality of life to deployables would be pretty nice.
What about this?
Deployables are so janky half the time.
What do you gotta say, Hankus?
I have a brilliant idea. No more faction-specific mechanics.
Ooh, that's good. That's a hot take.
That's a hot take.
That is a very hot take. It's like
going the opposite direction.
Of faction-specific mechanics, because one person gets the good stuff and the other two don't.
I could see what I do see where he's coming from. It's like the best example I can think of this is when we got like those new max abilities for a limited time, where it's like the NCs was just god tier and everyone else was kind of, you have it, I guess. Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. I kind of see where he's coming from, but it's also saying that's like, ooh, that's you gotta be careful on what do you mean by that. Like everything faction specific, or like just a few things.
No, just like removing Mag Rider's ability to swim on water. No.
I do agree.
I kind of do agree. We kind of went over that with the Osher changes and
nothing
feedback.
Else,
I understand.
They should definitely take a movement penalty, if nothing else, on more of a movement penalty on water, because they dominate a lot of ocean water
or
combat.
They can't shoot.
Instead of removing something entirely, I would say counterbalance it with give NC and TR something of their own to counter it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would, and that actually goes back to faction-specific mechanics, because I would actually go on the other side of the spectrum, and I would rather have more specific faction mechanics, because I'd rather have something unique than something that's cookie cutter. But the thing is, though, to take steps in that right direction. For example, NC got Demeter Veil, the NSO robots got on their engineer, they got the robot, right?
Yeah,
the little drone. I think that's cool and all. They should give it all to the same class. They should like give unique stuff to the same class, because then it doesn't feel like it's a little asymmetric. Like for example, when we had the campaign, giving a max ability to TR is cool and all, but that's not going to see nearly as much use as the engineer or heavy abilities that they gave to the other factions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just inherently by the class. So I feel like if you're going to design something like that, you should design it for the same class when you actually put it out.
Yeah.
And I honestly believe this. Like, the max abilities in the game, TR should just not have an ammo thing. It should just be hold down mouse one.
Just bottomless mags.
Instead of having ammunition magazine.
For bottomless mag mode, and that's it.
Honestly, instead of the lockdown, you should have gone, again, going back to that campaign one, instead of lockdown, you should have gone the bottomless mag that you got, which was the activatable. For 2 seconds, it would not consume any of your magazine when you were firing.
Yeah.
Because bottomless mag is a little bit tough of a thing to justify, because you have to have counterbalances to it. The only reason why I suggested for like
I mean, NC definitely has a counterbalance to it. I'm maybe not the
thing with the bottomless.
Just give the TR maxes the overheat mechanic.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Hold on. Okay. Who said that they wanted something with the bottomless legs? Who tried to butt in there for a second? Was that you?
I did. I did.
Oh, the thing with the bottomless mags is that you can just have it for like a very short burst. Much like with anything else in this entire fucking game as an ability, and boom, it's already balanced.
Yeah.
Just lower the amount of time that you can use it for, if it's too powerful or whatever.
Agreed.
And you can use it for lore as well. It's just like the whole reason that it works that way is that they just have a fucking 3D printer for bullets or some shit.
I also, going back to like stuff that's a little bit more unique and stuff like that, I wish that we had more wacky, or not wacky, but interesting ammo, like ammo selector
types.
options. Well, no, like for example, like with the God Saw, you know how I hit you change the normally it would be full auto to semi-auto, but it's from normal rounds to AP rounds. I don't understand why we don't have more of those kind of weapons that are a little bit more unique in that regard. Like maybe they take a hit to meta wise, but like again, giving something more unique, I would argue, would be better than giving something that's just.
Well, maybe they don't add it is because of maybe balancing issues that they could see with it, possibly.
I definitely see that, but like also the other thing is, though, we've already seen that
incendiary for TR, that sort of stuff.
I do agree that more ammo types is better for the community, or like for like playstyles in general.
And devs, let me be clear here. Let me be clear. We're not talking the fucking K-cap ammunition, where it reduces headshot damage for better limb damage or whatever.
Mind you,
I don't know
that has
what
a very
that
specific
was.
use. I would say that has a very specific use, and much
really?
like yes, actually, I've actually
shooting knees.
Stairs.
Stairs.
Yeah, they're good for stairs. But
Ah, true. Angles. Gotcha.
When you can't
so
hit the
niche,
heads.
and by the time you realize you need it, you have to run all the way to a terminal. To
Yeah,
fucking...
that's the other thing. Like again, maybe like a.
It would be a good. Yeah, it would be a good ammunition if you could like quickly swap to it or something.
I can't wait for
what about a personalized ammunition loadout?
Can't wait
so
for
you
this
can
to
have
post
one
on
mag of
Reddit.
a certain type of ammo, another mag of a different kind of ammunition.
Yeah.
Can't wait for this to be posted on Reddit and see
I mean,
everyone
let's also talk
whinging
about
and
the fact
moaning.
Like,
Oh yeah,
I mean,
Lemon,
also
it did
talk
happen.
about the ammunition types entirely too. Can we also stop giving away ammunition types that another faction already has?
I don't understand why they gave basically what was amounted to Sabo to just heavies in general. I get it's an implant, but like it's kind of one of those things. Is again, you're taking away what makes a faction unique and then giving it to all other factions.
Yes.
Which, actually, that does open up an idea though. Which would be, what if they did that, but they made it for like faction-specific implants or something like that. That does modify something that's specific about the faction's abilities.
Like increased velocity on NC
rifles?
rifles?
like for example, like the Sabo debacle. What if they had one that gave incendiary rounds to, like, say, the Butcher or the Carve, like just by playing as a heavy, as an implant or something like that. Like, if you're gonna do that, you're gonna give ammo types. It would be better to keep it keep it within the faction, just because that's what makes the faction unique. Because remember, NC only has, I would argue, NC really only has two specific ammo types, which is the Disruptor rounds and the Sabo rounds. Disruptor rounds, which are available on the Thumper for all factions, and Sabo, which is available for all heavies on all factions right now. And I think that's a little bit weird when we have lashing ammo for VS that doesn't get to anybody, and incendiaries that, while is a little bit on the Thumper and now on the Helios that's on TR, you only have one. The VS really only have the unique ammunitions that nobody else gets, which I feel is a little weird, if nothing else. Not saying Banu is getting special treatment on that department. More, that would be hell having lashing ammo and everything, but you get what I mean, though.
Yeah.
I think every gun should be insta-kill.
Lemon, are you just drunk at this point and you're just saying stuff out there?
Yep.
Alright, Lemon, everybody. He's Lemon.
We don't take him seriously when he's drunk.
Don't take it seriously ever.
We take anyone seriously when we're drunk. Remember when Travis was drunk?
Remember when I was drunk and I was driving that fast?
So backpedaling a little bit, going
never
back
want to get that drunk again.
Maybe going back to the vehicle side of things.
Yeah, you flirted with me heavily.
There is a huge problem with the current nanite system right now. And I say this as I abuse these systems all the time. I can tell you, quad bikes, for example, like are normally 50. With the discounts, you can drop them down to 25 with ASP.
Yeah.
From there, you can drop them down to 10 nanites with discounts. And yeah, that's very low. That's very cheap. Grenades still cost 50 nanites, and you can't change the output of those at all. I only ever run out of nanites when I'm throwing grenades, and I find that kind of odd when I can chain pull tanks, but I can't chain pull grenades. Seems a little bit scuffed on that end. I don't know how necessarily going back into that, maybe giving, again, I personally think infantry nanites and vehicle nanites should be separated categories, but that's just me on my opinion on that one.
Yeah.
I don't even feel as if grenades...
Should aircraft be considered armored as well?
Motive, that guy is a crackhead.
I honestly don't even feel as if grenades should be counted for nanite cost at all. I don't think that should be cost anything.
I kind of agree because most other games don't have a limit on the grenades that you throw. Like, you don't see it, like, in more traditional games like BattleBit or, like, stuff like that. Maybe making it... Yeah, don't make it resupply on like, resupply packs. I think that should still be not with the thing. But, like,
I
again...
would jump... If I can jump in real quick.
Go ahead, Moto.
No, absolutely.
No.
Oh, damn, okay. Okay, so the main thing you have to keep in mind about that is you're going to do it like the way BattleBit does it or like Battlefield does it. You have to do it in a way where it's like, you have infinite grenades, but it's on a cooldown. So, the reason why it has nanites and Planetside is because you have to remember that equipment terminals are just a thing. So if you're just like sitting behind a corner with a Sunday right next to you, you could just start chain pulling grenades, and that can get annoying after a while.
Yeah.
I would argue
I do
that's
think
already...
if you're gonna have like infinite grenades, it needs to be on a cooldown of some sort.
But here's the thing, Motive. I would argue that's already a thing with the Thumper and the Helios.
Mm-hmm.
And with underbarrel grenade launchers. You can already spam those. They basically have the same effect, they just don't bounce, but like again, in most situations like tunnel fights,
Perhaps that's true, but keep in mind that's only for certain classes, where in this scenario, everyone has it.
What are you talking about certain classes? Everyone has access to battle rifles. The Warden, for example,
No,
base...
well, okay, you said...
The underbarrel grenade launcher is what he's referring to.
Yeah, there's still underbarrel grenade launchers, and they can still splash, and they can still do the same thing. Yeah, mind you, it's not as bad, but like again, you're going back into that thing of, we're talking about splashing and annoyance. Again, you could, as a result, because buff resistances make grenades less effective, but removing the cap for being able to not just, you know, like have a nanite cost. Again, I'm not necessarily saying that there shouldn't be a cost for them. I'm just saying is, as of right now, it is more expensive to throw grenades than it is to pull tanks at the moment.
Engineers should not get scout rifles.
Really? Why is that?
Really?
Are you just saying that because you're drunk, or do you actually have like a grudge against that?
It's fucking retarded.
Why is that?
Explain
yourself.
I think that's the alcohol talk.
I think that is the alcohol talking to Lemon.
Yeah, Lemon. Because I would argue that before scout rifles, Godsaw and Engineer would be more unfair, but that's just me.
Yes.
Me using my Godsaw, so you know.
I just think it's retarded that anything has rifles aside from Trader.
I mean,
aside
many
from what?
people, I mean,
Infiltrator.
Here's the thing, Lemon. Though many people argue that Infiltrator of all classes shouldn't be given rifles, though.
You know,
Like,
can we,
I've seen
hold on.
Yeah,
Let's
we
move
do
over to
that.
that actually. Let's start talking about Infiltrator and like how the community just is bashing the ever living shit out of it right now because they
they get killed by it.
It's like,
Anything
oh
they get
no!
killed by is automatically
No,
bullshit.
No. So let me just say this. This is my proposed thing.
I hate the Planetside community.
Do what
Lemon,
you do.
for the sake of the...
Please.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, Lemon, I do apologize,
Travis,
but
before
I'm muting him. just saying it right now. I'm muting him on my end. It's like, listen,
Okay,
Lemon,
so-
I listen, Lemon, I love you, but you're just... The alcohol is just saying...
Travis,
This is
I was gonna jump in and say you do have admin privileges.
I do have admin
So-
privileges, but I'm just going to mute him personally on my end.
My
ahead,
personal
Corvus.
opinion is simply do what you did with the Cloaker quads, where you
Oh,
give
yeah,
them a
no.
5-second cooldown after use. So you can't, like, it nerfs slightly the CQC bolters. You still get your one-shot capability, but it leaves you more vulnerable for everyone else after. You can't just uncloak in the middle of the battlefield, shoot somebody, and then scurry off. You still have to deal with positioning and the consequences of being out of position.
Yeah.
I would say that's a more important thing
I
than
wouldn't
anything else.
And with that, actually, I wouldn't say it should be 5 seconds. It should be more like maybe like 1, 2, 3 seconds at the latest.
Yeah.
Not 5 seconds. I feel like is way too punishing, in my personal opinion. Because I like the Infiltrator. I like using the Infiltrator. I don't get. Listen. Yes, it is a little upsetting when you get killed by an Infiltrator because it's like, but at the same time, it's like that's just what makes that class unique.
and they are weaker as a result. They do get that 900. They get that 900 health instead of the standard 1,000, which makes them capable of getting one tapped by almost by a lot of things, including being I think it's one tapped by commies and black ends, isn't it? That right? If I remember correctly, right? They can also be one tapped by most rocket launchers.
Yep, I've been on the receiving end of that. That ain't fun.
Never mind, Lemon, you're muted.
Yeah, Lemon. Yeah, can't hear you, Lemon. I'm sorry.
Your drunkenness is affecting the way you speak.
Yep. However, boys, let me do note, if he does have something, like, he actually is saying something that is worth listening to.
He was, and now he's annoyed.
Oh, now he's annoyed? Oh, I'm sorry, Lemon.
Yeah, he's in an annoyed mood now.
He has something, if you want to unmute.
He has something? Alright, let's see what he has something with.
It's been a very class-specific thing, and there's a reason for it. Because they're usually extremely powerful. That's why scout rifles should stay as an infiltrator-only, like, class-specific thing. Because they're a fucking rifle.
Well, actually, Lemon, if I can jump in on that real quick. So before, believe it or not, the scout rifles got merged. So it used to be scout rifles and battle rifles. So some of the guns that you see that are classified as scout rifles were actually used to be called battle rifles until they got merged. I think, like, I know the Dragoon used to be a battle rifle. I'm trying to think of what the other ones were. Bruh.
So
back to the alcohol-induced coma.
Yeah.
I would argue that battle rifles and scout rifles are fine on every class. I am actually happy that they don't have them on light assault, because again, a lot of it comes down to being able to
just
position.
Look at what happened with the crossbow.
Yeah,
oh God,
the crossbow is now nerfed, is non-existent in the zeitgeist now. Everyone forgets that it didn't even exist. Let's be honest here.
To be fair, though, I have actually been killed by the crossbow recently. I have actually seen it. But it's one of those niche things that's like, damn, good luck, buddy.
That thing is so irrelevant now. And this is coming from the guy that Araxium did in a single day, okay?
Wait, what?
Yeah, do you not know? If you look at my playtime, it's like 20 hours. And I have 1,400 kills with it.
What the fuck?
Me and Guy literally looked at each other and we're like, this is gonna get nerfed. Can we Araxium it before it gets nerfed? And we Araxiumed it in one day.
Oh my God, what the fuck?
Question. We have crossbows.
Yes.
When do we get swords and when do we get trebuchets?
You know.
You
hold on. Let me spot you for a second. Lemon. Yes, but also no. Yes to the swords, no to the trebuchets. Because I've heard people say like. I've heard people say, like, what if they made, like, the max, instead of giving it, like, guns, everyone gets, like, a specific, faction-specific sword, but they make, like, the maxes, like, very beefy when the sword is equipped. So then you got, like, this knight, basically. That would be fucking cool.
Memes aside, we are missing a lot of things that we use today in this game. And I mean in actual war, like mortars. We're missing air drones and all that.
Mobile artillery, infantry fighting vehicles,
dude, why the fuck do we not have that?
Make the flail drivable again, like in Planetside 1.
So going back again, it's one of those things that you still gotta appease the community as a whole.
Fuck
unfortunately,
they'll bitch about anything.
Yes, but there's a problem of changing things too much and people start leaving. I understand where the devs are coming for. They don't want to change. They don't want to. It's one of those things that, if done incorrectly, it can leave a lot of people very upset and very dissatisfied with the game and possibly put it down.
We've seen that. You mean Reddit?
No, not just Reddit. This is legitimately, people will leave a game if things feel like it's unbalanced and it doesn't feel fair. And let's be honest here, people thought that way about the Scorpion. Now, it's not a relevant weapon, but like it's...
The Scorpion is
it's like a mortar.
Yeah, the Scorpion Lemon is basically, it's a specific rocket launcher that is from Planetside 1, which I like that they added it from stuff from Planetside 1. Basically, you just you aim it, you hold down the left trigger for a little bit, and then you let go, and then it's like an airburst. It just pops up and then rains like a couple of explosives down in a certain area.
And the other problem you got to run into with like why you were saying that, like, a lot of stuff besides the unbalanced part and the balancing issues and everything else, like, that's a lot of stuff, but the other thing you got to think about is you got to worry about dev time. You got to worry about like how much cost it is to put these in the game, how much modeling is being made to like get these to like look correct, get them to work, the mechanics behind them. To add all that stuff in, because at the end of the day, games are simplified. Like that's the thing, and like again, let's be honest here. The way like you wage war in video games in general is not a comparable to like actual war. Let's be honest here. Yes. So when you're talking about that, it's a little bit disingenuous to say why don't we have this if we have it in real life, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean it like just because we have it in real life. I'm just saying it would be fun to have. Like all this stuff that we have in real life would be fun to have.
Yeah, but then you gotta, but then you have to think to yourself, okay, yes, they add it. What's gonna happen? Will it work? What will happen? You know, you have to think of the what's, ifs, and buts of what if they did this, basically, and
you're
how
really
that would affect the
me
game.
To think.
I know. I know. You're drunk. Listen, Lemon. Which is saying I'm not asking you to think. I'm just asking you to listen.
No.
Because I'm thinking for you, buddy. I got you. I got your nose, buddy. All right, don't worry about it.
So,
Mother Corvus
man, that's a call we haven't used in a while.
Oh boy.
Glad someone picked it up.
Dragon, what did you want to say?
Invite me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure, I can invite you. Going back to another thing, I feel like a lot of stuff isn't incentivized as much as it should be, like in the game, outside of combat. And what I mean by that is supporting actions that aren't just revives and heals.
Yeah.
Like, everyone knows to place the waist high barricades and to get like everything set up and all that stuff. You see it with like groups like NFFN, but you don't really get incentivized for it with the caltrops. Do caltrops actually give you barrier assists like the?
No, as far as I'm aware of, I've never seen them give them like that at all. Which that could be something.
The fact that people forget that this is a team-based game is a fucking crime.
Is it
team-based
game?
It is.
Yes.
What? Is.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
In my eyes, listen, I think Planetside is a nice, good shooter game. But and team play is like secondary. It's like a supportive thing. It's better when you play with a team, but it's not forcing you to play with a team. That's where I'm coming from.
It definitely doesn't force you to play it, but I'd say it is a major part of the game.
I mean,
it is highly recommended.
It's not required, but it's definitely a major part of the game.
So actually going back to that, Travis, back in the days before outfit resources, there wasn't really any camaraderie with your own outfit.
Mm-hmm.
It was very much like, yeah, you would run ops and stuff like that, but there was not really...
We're okay, so we're going back to the times where it's like, hey, look, this has been captured by TR, not like, hey, look, this has been captured by TR, this outfit in particular.
Yeah, you weren't, at least for me, I wasn't really classifying, oh, this outfit did this outfit did this. I classified it as TR did this, VS did this, and NC did this.
Yeah.
Now with outfit resources, we definitely got more camaraderie. We got more reason to actually work together as outfit members. Although, speaking of that, I don't like, because of the way outfit resources currently work, it kind of de-incentivizes running puppy squads.
It really does.
Have you ever noticed that you don't run puppy squads as much anymore? Because in the back of your head, when you're running,
in the first place, but
but you think about it, you're like, if I run a puppy squad, then my outfit won't get named.
Yeah, no, I get that. I definitely get that logic. I guess I did used to run a lot of puppy squads back in the day. So
you don't think about it now, but like when you start thinking, you're like, and how
many?
I've
actually never thought about that. Actually, yeah, it's like, because I want the resources for myself, and it's like if I run a puppy squad, it's like, well, yes, there might be noobs in there who don't have an outfit, but 9 times out of 10, there is people who join who are in an outfit. And they might steal the yeah, that's actually a good point. Maybe they should look into seeing if they could do anything to address that and change that, possibly.
Maybe give, like, yeah.
But, like, how would they?
Yeah, that's the question. How would they? That is a good question.
It could be dealing with squad leaders, or maybe giving percentages if it's a full puppy squad that's running it. Well, like, maybe give, like, a little bit of incremental.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I have noticed that as well. I have noticed that when you do participate in a fight, and you actually do earn some experience. I do notice that the game does give you a small little bit of the resource.
Okay, so
because I've noticed that when I've hold on. Because let me explain here. I have noticed this when we fight at, like, say, the Crown, we want to get purple, but we don't get it. I do notice sometimes if we don't get it, we still do get a small little bit of purple.
It's called face value.
Yeah, so it is nice that it's there.
It is nice that it's there, but you get what I mean, though, about, like, getting your name on there. Like,
yeah.
For example, you've seen it where I run squads, and I tell people to do things very specifically to ensure they get maximum points for the point cap. But if I run a puppy squad, I wouldn't want to say that to the puppy squad, because what if, for example, throw a random one out there, I have more VCO members than I do my own outfit. I wouldn't want to say that to them, because then it incentivizes them to get there and get the outfit and get it on their outfit instead of mine. You don't get a benefit as a squad leader doing these things where other outfits will benefit more than yours in that regard, and you can actually even get a flounder. And speaking of which, going back to face value, the specific number is 1,000 score. You have to have at least 1,000 score combined with all of your members to get face value. And going back, another thing that going back to outfit resources, the other thing that really bugs me, and I'm sure you've seen this. Has anyone ever noticed that a lot of outfits don't like defending bases? Unless it's their outfit. No. NFMN is a different story because they actually own the base. But have you ever seen it where you'll see a load of, like, guys wait outside the hex until the cap flips in the enemy side so they can steal it back for themselves? I feel like we needed a incentive to defend bases for other outfits, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, like, competition between outfits within your own faction. And there's not a lot of incentive to work together outside of winning the alert itself. Like,
yeah.
Again, giving some, maybe a little bit, maybe just a teeny bit of outfit resources for defending a base could go a long way in getting, like, other outfits to actually work together in that regard. Because what do you think when you see the Ascent, that you're losing the Ascent? You're not like, ah, shit, we're losing the Ascent. We're like, oh boy, we're losing the Ascent. I can get some purple now.
Well, I feel okay. Here's the thing. Go ahead, Moto. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, something I want to interject on real quick is just an issue I've also had with, like, the way you capture bases, and I feel like this should be talked about much more, because the only way you can get points, like, for your base, like for capturing a base, is either doing objectives, which give you very little points, and the majority of it is just killing shit. Like, revives do nothing. Like, why do revives not put you on the leaderboard?
Because I think they used to, right?
They used to, yes.
At least ammo. I know ammo packs at least used to. And basically, what people would do is they would drop a full platoon and then just sit on an ammo pack and just reload to get score.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
That's why we got rid of it. Now, I think maybe having a thing in motion where maybe a certain time after someone hits another enemy player, then maybe get the score or something like that. But as of current, it was being abused to such a degree that I understand why they got rid of it. I just wish that we implemented a better system. It feels very much like a Band-Aid solution that never got
It feels like with the Planetside, it's like what you just said, a Band-Aid fix, and they'll get back to it later, if that makes sense.
Phase 1.
Yeah, phase 1. Put a Band-Aid on it for now. Come back to it later.
And again, I understand why they do it. They have to keep, like, things going.
Yeah.
But, like, it's not a permanent it shouldn't be a permanent solution.
Yeah. So in that case, then let's talk about, what do you think then, not just you, but everyone, I want to hear everyone talk about this. So what do you guys see as Band-Aid solutions that they could definitely come back to either improve, fix upon, or just maybe... Yeah, you definitely need some water, buddy. I'm just saying. You listen.
Yeah, get some H2O, then come back and talk to us, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get more rum. Fuck you.
So we already talked about the nanite system. That's already feels a little bit like that. Not as much as the others. Base building still feels like a phase 1.5.
Yeah. It's like, here's the thing. I like the base building, but at the same time, it's like, it's kind of, it feels janked. In a way. Yeah. It's like, yes, I kind of like it, but at the same time, I kind of hate it. And I don't know how to feel about that as well. It's like, wait, what?
Well, a simple thing that would have fixed that so much is, like, giving us more leeway where we can place the buildings. And I'm not talking about, like, reducing... Well, yeah, I am talking about reducing, like, no build zones, but I'm not talking about that specifically here. More like giving us a little bit of a tilt or something like that, just so that way we can like kind of finagle it into like areas. Because right now, like, oh, there's like this rock is jettisoning up a little bit. You can't build here.
Let us put walls through rocks.
But going back to Band-Aid solutions, it's not really a problem, but it definitely feels like it's a Band-Aid. Current Sanctuary has nothing in it.
Other than just the rare merchants here and there.
You go A7, you go A7, you have Merit, and you have the fucking
expeditions.
The expeditions, and that is it. Everything else is optional, and it looks pretty.
Yeah,
we go there for after op photos, and that is it.
Something that's been brought up is that I've heard in the past is that you could put a dueling room of some kind in Sanctuary,
yes,
which
I think a dueling room with a bet pool or something like that would be pretty fun.
Like you can bet certs. Now let's be real here. Let's only make it like maybe 10 to maybe.
Nah, Daybreak cash. I want to spend real money on this shit.
Well, like it's just. It's something that's really weird that we don't have a dueling system in an MMO. Like, that's something that's kind of standard in most MMOs now that I'm thinking about it. But it's not in here.
I mean, keep in mind, Planetside is an FPS first, so...
Yes, but still, like, it's not like it would... I mean, normal FPSs have dueling modes. Look at Titanfall 2. It has the 1v1 modes and stuff like that.
That's true. That's fair.
That's not... You can't blanket that behind it's just a FPS. And especially with this game, I feel like you get a little bit of leeway and luxury with it. But like maybe like fuck it, slot machines or something like that, or like maybe like lore bits or stories or something like that, like a database.
You want to tell us about or something?
You know, well, we do have the codex. We do have the codex, but you know what they could also do? I feel like they could do like Codex 2.0, where it's like it's still the codex, but there's a place in Sanctuary that's just the library that you can go to look stuff up as well.
So you want to know something that's actually kind of wild?
What's that?
The Planetside 2 used to have a lore page on the actual official site.
Yeah, you told me about that. I remember that.
And why not have the lore page? They would actually have
lore, okay.
Yeah, so they actually had stories and stuff like that. One of which I remember specifically talking about there being a bigger threat than just the war on Araxis right now. Talking about an alien foe that was of greater importance. Why don't we have like a library that allows you to access this? Or something like that. Maybe even have it to where you can like make it a competition with players to actually get their works in the library or something like that. So just something to add a little bit more life to Sanctuary. Because honestly, the biggest thing I remember of Sanctuary was the memorial event. The Emerson one, but that was a player-led community thing, and that doesn't really count. I feel like for some place that's a hub of the game where they drop the player at, it's really lifeless and doesn't really add much to the game besides being a place where you just do end of op photos.
Yeah, but to be fair though, I feel like that's what they do plan to do, maybe, because I remember when Sanctuary first got released, I'm like, this is nice, this is big, I feel like they could do a lot of things with this here. But here we are 2-ish, 3-ish years from when they first put it in, and they haven't done anything with Sanctuary yet, so maybe that's something they could look into. Definitely.
Maybe like give us a guild room where we can actually like decorate it and maybe throw up some of our achievements and stuff like that.
How would that be implemented though? That's
you take another teleporter and it just it rates it based off what outfit you're a part of.
True.
And you like you could possibly send out an invite to like another guild to visit your guild room or something like that.
Oh, okay. I've got something wild whenever I can interject.
Okay, sure.
Okay, let me be clear before I state this. I understand that this would take up an extraordinary amount of dev time and should in no way be their priority. It's just an idea. It's a fucking wild idea.
It's just a theory.
It's just a thought. So let me be clear. I am not saying the dev team should in any way prioritize this. It's just a cool thing. So, you know how... Who here plays Warframe?
I do.
I've touched it once.
I've touched it.
You know how there are clan dojos?
Mm.
What if outfits had their own like rooms that they could build and decorate and shit?
isn't that just what Corvus
just
said?
Wait, was it?
That's literally
Yeah,
what I just said.
He just said like
he just said
guild rooms.
Planetside
okay.
2 RP
Emotive, what are you drinking over there? Jesus.
One, I'm playing BattleBit. Two, Wubsy had just joined, so I was kind of trying to catch him up. So I wasn't paying attention for a
Planetside
second.
2 RP MMO win.
No, it wouldn't take that much time because again, you can just put it as a phase 1 for the moment of just having its own room. Maybe like throw up like the high-ranking members or something like that, or like customize it a little bit. But I feel like that would be something that would be like a little bit personalized customization that doesn't affect, that people can't scream at you for being like, oh, this makes this unfair or whatever the fuck. That
I would like to make an announcement.
Rewinding actually a little bit with the duels that we talked about, like, hey, let's like 1v1 someone like a fist fight or like a like a shooting range area, basically stuff like that. Hold on. You know where I just thought of a place they could put that. Like in the back of Sanctuary, in one of the spawns you have, there's like that big door that's just there and that's guarded by like 2 security drones. What if they just removed that door and just put it there?
That's what I'm thinking.
It's like, it's big, it's like they could expand it that way if they don't know where else to put it. It's like, I feel like that would be a great place for
Do you mean the door that's like
you spawn
like in the rear, right? Like where you spawn.
I gotta redeploy and go to Sanctuary so I can show everyone on the video.
He's talking about the big door that you right at Sanctuary.
Yeah, okay. like next to the
It's
the
like it's below
right?
it's below the command center.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to make a formal announcement.
Yes.
What's your formal announcement?
I would like to formally announce the new creation of the Cockfox, the ERP Planetside.
All right,
continue.
Continuing on, ladies and gentlemen.
Actually, you know what? Going back to the guild rooms, what you can do is you can actually have a room that visualizes your outfit armory.
Not send me Brazil. No, it's not happening.
You're going back to Brazil.
No, you're not. I'm not.
All right.
Real quickly, Corvus. For those who are wondering, this is what I mean. This door right here with the 2 guards in the back of Sanctuary. Just remove this door and make something here with like the 1v1s or like squad shoot. Just something. Anything can go here, really.
So, like, for example, going for the outfit armory, like, maybe, like, a little bit of a visual representation of your armory and your resources might be, like, a little cool thing to add as well. Just give it that little bit of flavor, if nothing else, for your guild. Because, like, right now, like, yeah, being able to craft and all that stuff in the menu, but, like, having a visual, like, actually being able to see it would be kind of cool. Again,
let the rest of the outfit know what we're working towards, basically.
Something else that seriously needs to happen. I'm going to cover my ass here for a second. I don't know if this was already stated. Again, I was briefly catching up, Wubsy, so if this was already said, I do apologize.
No, go ahead.
Something else that would be cool for them to do is to open up the player studio again. I feel like that's something that the game really needs.
What's that?
It's basically kind of like you know how TF2 people can make like cosmetics and shit and then upload to
yeah.
It's basically that.
A lot of the cosmetics in the game currently actually are from Workshop.
Yeah, so like why do we not have more cosmetics in all honesty?
I feel like we have a lot of cosmetics.
But like
More.
I think he means like new. Like why is new stuff not rolling in?
So
no. Okay, hold on. I can tell you why. Because it's all going to the Prime bundle. It's always going to that Prime Gaming stuff right now.
Well, yeah, but
there
still,
are
like,
some people who still do have access to the player studio, particularly Doku. Like pretty much all the new like armor bundles you see, that's all Doku.
Shout out to Doku.
Doku is
armor.
Doku is
Doku's
the real
a fucking
MVP.
amazing artist.
Yeah, honestly, he's making his own game apparently, right?
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, if you go to his Reddit profile, he actually is like showing off like the stuff he does.
Damn.
So that's how I get the down low on some of the armors and stuff like that preemptively before you guys.
Interesting.
Because I look at his personal Reddit page.
That's
which
cool.
He does God's work. I'm gonna be honest. And I really look forward to his game coming out. But going back though, rewinding a little bit, I lost my train of thought. Give me 1 second.
Nah, it's fine. If you can't recover, we can just go to a different topic.
Sure. If you want to go to a different topic, that's fine.
My topic is, I know we talked about it before, but just because since I'm recording it now, new player experience. What do you guys think that?
Horrible.
No. Let me finish here, Hankus. Shut the fuck up.
Finish.
What do you guys think that they should do to make the game more user-friendly towards newer players?
Here's the problem.
Basically, what I'm saying is a new player experience 2.0. We already had that 1.0, which was a great start, but I feel like they could do more with it. What do you guys think?
I think I don't think there's nothing you can do tutorial-wise to actually make it better. Because here's the simple fact of the matter: you are going up against in no matchmaking against 6,000-hour players. There is nothing that tutorial can say that will prepare you for your first encounter in the game.
I feel like the current tutorial just sums up pretty well. Dying is inevitable. Yeah. Honestly, just that opening at that last opening bit at the end there. Dying is inevitable. It's like
if we're talking about yeah, and I agree with you on that. If we're talking about how to make the new player experience better, simple. Promote outfits. Like right off the bat.
I was really going to jump in and say that exact thing. Yeah.
Go ahead, Motive. What do you want to say about that?
Well, it's kind of like if you want. Don't get me wrong. There are other like small things that you could do to improve the experience. For example, the beginning grind is painful. It's not as painful as it used to be. I know that the grind for new players has been fixed to high hell, and I do appreciate the devs for doing that. But there's still a lot with it that it could be done. But the main thing is, this game survives like just straight up like its blood flows with outfits, and I feel like outfits do not get promoted enough to new players enough. You need to fucking like in front of their face tell them, hey, press U and look for an outfit. Or excuse me, no, press O. I said press U out of pure instinct.
Jesus Christ.
Hey guys, it's that 6,000 hours that he's been talking about right there.
So going back,
legitimately,
go ahead, Lemon.
Point in Motive's favor. When I first started playing Planetside 2, I didn't know outfits were a fucking thing at all. Period. Until Wubsy came in and invited me.
So, and going back to that, I think that they should remove the. I get why they do it. They don't want people like picking up, just harassing level zeros to get into their clans like that. But the other thing of the matter is that, let's be honest here, veterans aren't going to teach people that aren't part of their clan. Like, just straight up. They won't. Because, again, going back to the rivalry of outfit resources, it's made it to where it incentivizes keeping your own personal, secrets within your guild, within your clan, outfit, whatever you want to call it. Outfits, of course. But it's just one of those things that we kind of need. A lot of the game is based around outfit play. Let's be honest. Most of the groups, most of the community is run via the outfits. And the best way to keep player retention is to get them introduced to outfits as fast as possible. Get them introduced to those vets. I don't care how it has to be done, but maybe for example, have something like the mentorship in place where outfits get ratings based off of how the user experience is with those outfits with those players.
Can I actually jump in here for a second? You know how I was saying when we were talking about Sanctuary being empty and stuff? I was just thinking, what if they added another shop that just is like an outfit promoter shop. You go up to it and there's a vendor, and it's like it's like you press C on the vendor, and what's it like what's the thing? It's like Nanite News Network. What if there was a Nanite News Network store that talks about outfits and stuff, and people can go up to it and talk to him, and he just shows the specific outfits for the faction you're on. And that, boom, instead of pressing O, you just randomly are exploring the Sanctuary and you find this little outfit shop, and it's like, oh, hey, look at that. You can press C on the guy, and now you have the outfit thing.
There is a vendor for the tab next to where the merit shop guy is.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the same thing he's talking about.
That's fair. That's fair.
It should be more for the outfit.
It should be more in your face, yeah. It should be just out there. Like Corvus was saying, it should be just in your screen shouting at you.
What is the player retention? Because here's the thing you got to ask yourself: what is the player retention in Planetside, and what is the player retention of people that get in outfits retention in Planetside? Because I feel like you get in an outfit, those vets will teach you up, will tell you what you need to do, what you should do, and these people tend to stay longer. Let's be honest. RDHK has like you've got a couple of people that have now stayed and have admitted that they wouldn't have stayed had it not been for the fact they were in RDHK.
Yeah,
that's happened on multiple occasions.
We've had a couple people say that.
I had it happen when I was in 22BT, when I was leader of that, and when I became the leader of French Reapers. It's the same thing. It's that thing of these players don't know, and like here's the fact of the matter: the videos only help so far.
Yeah.
Because again, a lot of the videos don't tell you the full story, and that's just the thing. Like it's a case of you're going up against 6,000-hour players that know what they're doing, that know how to farm you, how to kick your ass, and that won't tell you how they're doing it.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
and that's the problem with when you talk about new player experience.
Yeah. Which for me is like why I say I feel like we should have another new player experience update. In my opinion.
Maybe not an overhaul, but like again,
just more things. Like I'm not talking like a complete rework of like the the tutorial system. No, just something else, something that will, like I said, like new outfit stuff that they can just promote more of the outfits.
Just bring outfits
more, as well as like I feel like with newer people as well. I feel like they could earn I like what they did with the. You earn up to 100 credits for each level you go up to. I feel like that could be extended just a little bit more to level 20. Just that extra 500 credits.
Wait. It's up to 100. You know that, right?
Yeah. What? No. It's not up to 100.
Yeah. Yes.
It's up to 15.
Yeah. They changed it.
They changed it? Wait, when the fuck did they change that?
They changed that like a year or two ago. It's just the first 1 to 100. It's 100.
I thought it was up to level 15 because that's when. Hold on. Shut up. I thought it was up to level 15 because do you not get prompted at level 15 to refund your certs that you spent already?
But people were they realized that people weren't getting enough certs to actually like really work with, so they went to 1 to 100. They just said that they weren't reimbursing anybody that already made it to 100.
Ah, okay.
And I remember being a little salty because I was one of the few people that had hit 100.
I want to go 15 and reset my shit.
I can't remember if this was before or after they implemented ASP. Which, speaking of which, can we get some more ASP tokens? Or not tokens, but like skills. More skills, because I feel like I've lit up more than 80% of the skill tree.
You can unlock more than half of the tech tree now. It's kind of
yeah. It's like it's nice to have half of it unlocked, but at the same time, it's like
what's the point?
A few more options would be nice. And some things are like, what's the point? Like sidearm primaries? It's like, huh? Universal smoke grenades?
Sidearm primaries would only be good if you could equip it on Stalker Infiltrator and actually like have 2 pistols as a Stalker Infiltrator. Other than that.
Okay, so the reason for the sidearms is quick swapping times. That's the only thing.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
We're
sidearm
waiting.
Primary's not here anymore.
Yeah, it is. It's under Universal.
Oh, it's under Universal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
So, what else do you guys feel about like anything? Like, what do you feel about heavies or like medics or infantry gameplay vehicles?
There is one thing. I have an idea for the whole how to show off outfits. I think it kind of goes a mixture of like what Travis said about making like a special room specifically for showing off outfits, right?
Yes.
And then what you could do is, you know how in at the end of the tutorial it takes you all the way to Embassy. I'm not saying that you should necessarily immediately have them go to whatever the special room for outfits would be, but to just have like some kind of like waypoint pop up after maybe, I don't know, they hit fuck it, BR6, since that's like the thing, the rank that they have to be to get invited to an outfit anyways. Maybe when they hit BR6 they get a little mission that makes them go back to Sanctuary and look at the outfit room or something.
That's actually another thing I want to bring up as well. Mission system. A lot of new players don't know about that until much later on as well. Like, yes, you do have like the mission boards in Sanctuary as well as in the warp gates, but those are just those little poles that are standing up with the little circular thing around it. That's kind of it. I feel like that needs to be promoted more as well for new players as well, so they can see that, think to themselves, oh, what is this? Go up to it and say, oh, I can earn rewards for doing certain things.
again, that's kind of falls under the fact of Sanctuary should be like more improved upon. Because I don't know about you, how often have you guys seen the mentor chat light up saying, "How do I get out of this place?"
Yeah, I've seen that.
You all have seen it.
Like,
so when talking about like outfits and stuff like that, they have like so many outfits that are consumer friendly and company friendly, like Never Fair Fight, SKL, or like 2RAF. You know, those are like the most. I don't know, like internally what they're like, but those seem like the most poster perfect. Like you can shout them out immediately, like say join this outfit, and people would immediately join them, like as a community and stuff like that. Like here's an example of our proud community members, and give them a shout out.
Yeah,
because if they are a part of that community in that game, and it will leave a lasting history. It will give more importance to actually running an outfit.
Going back to that, we already have that with the outfit war winners.
True,
but
that's again, I don't know. That's very different.
That's more
though.
sweaty.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as in that they actually, I'm saying, as in they reward, like they actually have their names engraved in the statues. I'm like saying that they've already set a precedent that they can do that. Is what I'm saying. I'm saying that they should expand upon it, and they should.
Should do that. They should do that with people in the community that they really appreciate as developers who are like acceptable, like are the picture perfect. I'm sorry to say this, Emotive, but someone not like you.
I'm just gonna outright say it.
Damn.
I'm just gonna outright say it. Red Hawks is the only good outfit. Fuck everyone else.
It could be the case, but what I'm saying is, if they really want someone that is going to be the Dwayne Rock Johnson of like superhero movies,
the John Cena, if you will,
like they need someone like that for their faces for outfits.
They need a poster boy.
They need poster boys to lead people.
Poster boys for each faction, I feel like, and
right.
And here's the thing. I just want to say this real quick. I'm not trying to promote like only one faction, because listen, what happened to me was like I joined AODR because I'm like, oh, it's the biggest thing. It could be fun, but then I realized, well, they're just kind of a big, mindless horde. Which, to be fair, is fun, but after a while, it's like I want to go and look for other things, and that's how I found you guys. It was like I was outfit hopping for a long time before I met you guys on Indar. It was like, yeah, these guys look cool.
Exactly. But if you give them that taste of community, and if they immediately look at an outfit and see that, oh, I could join this, they will have that. Some players will have that taste to go to other places.
Yeah.
And see other things.
Yeah.
But you just have to give people a taste.
Yeah.
So you could do this as like a simple beginner, as like you reach level 6, you go back to Sanctuary, you see join an outfit or optional going alone. Like you still have that, but don't say optional outfit, because people are gonna just go, oh, okay, it's optional. I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
So make outfit like the main theme. The main social hub.
So going back to that, yeah, sorry, I didn't. You're kind of a little mucky on my side, so I didn't know if you were stopped talking. Which I'm sorry if I cut you off. What you could do for that is, you know how we have the looking for squad tab, like thing, where like you automatically join a squad. What if there's a thing where you can set for your recruitment where you're like, it's a recruitment squad. Or like and stuff like that. So automatically it pings out anybody that hits BR6 that is looking for an outfit, and they can join a mentor squad with leaders of those outfits or people that have that squad recruitment thing enabled for outfits. So that way they can get a taste of what that outfit is like before they actually are.
We kind of have a system like that.
That's the mentor squads.
Yeah, but that's not the same though, and you know what I mean by that. Like it's not specifically for outfits though. And how many of those have you joined where it's silent the entire time?
I actually joined a mentor squad, and it was being run by NF and never a fair fight.
Well, I'm thinking maybe like retooling the mentor squad to be more specialized is what I'm saying. I'm not saying like a whole new system, but something like retooling it to be more like that.
Give it a freshener up, basically.
Because again,
just
at
a
the
little
end of the day,
update to it.
You need outfits. And you know what? Going back to outfits, and I feel like Motive knows where I'm going with this. If they're a part of an outfit, if they don't have a tag, it should just be the faction initials. I will die on this hill.
You see someone, recruit someone. Well, I see someone without a tag, and it's like they do have a tag.
Well, and an even bigger thing, though, is that, like, you'll see somebody on the leaderboard, and you'll be like, oh, okay, I don't have to worry about competing with them for the outfit resources, going back to outfit resources again, and all of a sudden, you get, like, some whack-ass fucking, like, outfit name, like, called Ponies Are Us or some shit like that, that took the base, and you're like, what?
How?
And then you realize it's the top player that has no tag on him.
What was that?
Oh god, it's so funny though.
It was like butt plug or some shit like that.
Oh, the butt worms?
The butt worms, that's what it was.
But you get what it drives me
only for the name.
It drives me nuts because like sometimes you'll be like, oh, like send a squad in, or like you'll send an outfit invite when they're in your squad or something like that, and it'll just be like, no, they're not. They're already part of an outfit. And I'm like, what? What indicated that they were part of an outfit? But it's a little personal gripe of mine. I just find it a little annoying. But I think so let's go on to a topic of customization and directives. I think maybe
real quickly, I'm gonna stop the recording here because it is getting quite long. So I don't want to go too far over.